America. You just gotta love those rich, powerful people that run America. And when it comes to making a buck, there have been times corporate America went too far. Corporate scandals. That's right, I'm talking about corporate bad boys. And yeah, we know most corporate executives are profit orientated. But when they go too far for a buck, that's what this video is all about. Now, right off the bat, this first scandal ain't a corporate scandal. It's a government scandal. And government scandals deserve a video all their own. So if you want one, speak up and let the old man know. Now, the reason I'm bringing up the Yazoo land scandal of 1795 is because I'm thinking all those corporate robbers through the years got the idea of robbing us blind from the government. In this particular instance, from the state of Georgia, a bunch of Georgia politicians under the guise of the Georgia legislature sold millions of acres of land, way undervalued. And of course, a lot of the buyers were the very same politicians in the legislature. So yeah, not much has changed when it comes to government corruption. And like I said, it might be kind of hard to hold corporations accountable when the governments are doing the same old shit as well. And around the same time, we did have the Blunt conspiracy, and that conspiracy was rather boring in the scheme of things, especially when you start looking at all the sketchy crap the railroad industry did back in the day. Two noted railroad scandals, the Credit Mobilier and the Erie War in the 1860s and 70s, were huge scandals that rocked the nation and the government. The Credit Mobilier was a scam company set up by Union Pacific that allowed them to charge $94 million for a railroad that only cost $50 million. And come to pass, a lot of that profit was found to go into paying out bribes to powerful politicians and even the vice president and other members of Congress. Of course, reputations were ruined, but no one went to jail, and of course, those crooks in government seldom do. In the Erie War that I mentioned, that was a war between the rich and powerful for control of the Erie Railroad, and there was an awful lot of stock manipulation, political bribes, and outright violence. Yet a lot of those involved in the fight for control of the Erie Railroad paid the price one way or another. A judge was impeached and convicted of corruption. Another was later betrayed by his partners, and one even met a violent end. But railroad corporate fucks ain't the only corporate fucks that tried to gain more wealth and power than they already had, which was, so you know, a heck of a lot more power and wealth than what the common man had. And no, not much has changed when it comes to who has the money and power, has it? Of course, another massive scandal back in the day was a whiskey ring. In 1875, whiskey distillers, along with federal officials, colluded to steal a shitload of money by way of siphoning off the tax on liquor. This scheme ended with over 110 convictions and even reached into the office of the president, a known whiskey aficionado himself, Ulysses S. Grant. Now, in case you haven't figured it out, a lot of scandals, corporate scandals, always seem to have some politicians involved. And I'm guessing it's the same way today. Okay, that ain't a freaking guess, that is a fact. And for proof, all you gotta do is think of the Keating Five, a group of 5 senators that accepted millions in bribes from the savings and loan scandals of the early 80s. Then there was Enron, a decade later, and that was a major scandal as well, with Enron donating heavily to both political parties for political influence. And fuck me silly, but not much has changed when it comes to the rich and powerful thinking that they just need more. And not just a little bit more, but a lot more. The collapse of FTX, the cryptocurrency exchange that Sam Bankman-Fried used to funnel millions in political donations, and that led to a lot of politicians scrambling to return the money once a scandal broke. Bernie Maddofs Ponzi Scheme, Wells Fargo, WorldCom, and the list of corporate scandals continued. almost like there's a new corporate scandal every other day, which kind of begs the question, where's our government, and why ain't they doing anything to stop all this corporate corruption? And then I remember, our politicians are right there with all those rich and powerful corporate fucks, allowing them to rip you and me off, because the politicians are getting rich and powerful as well. So, this video was originally only going to be about corporate scandals. I had every intention of limiting this scope to only corporate scandals. You can't, because just in about every corporate scandal I came across, there was a fucking government, a politician involved. And I gotta have a shot over that one. And that, my friends, is why we cannot have a nice country. And that, my friends, is why, excuse me, but that is why we are in this mess right now. No other reason. And I think this is because humans are humans. I would like to have a lot more money than I have right now. And that's because we live payday to payday, paycheck to paycheck. We always have. I'm used to it. And I have very little in savings. And yeah, I'm retired, which means I'm very careful with my budget, which in turn should get you to like and share my video and let everybody know that I exist. So I make billions of dollars doing this. But I'm a realist, and I'm old, and I ain't got a lot of time left, and I know that ain't gonna happen. But my friends, I will tell you, because of greed, that's greed. And I will leave you with that. Have a good day, my friends, and please, don't get greedy. Unless you get greedy about watching my videos, you can do that. Go get atrociously greedy. Nope, I'm out of here. See